You're right.
You look healthy.
I'm absolutely knackered, man.
Why are you so late again? You been down the pub?
No, I haven't been down the pub. When we finished at 5:30, my boss thought it would be a good idea to go and look at another job instead of waiting till the morning. Then we get caught in traffic and we get paid the same for it.
Of course you did.
Yeah, we did. And I left my earplugs at home, been next to the breaker and the digger. My left ear's absolutely ringing.
Bet you wish you tried harder at school now.
Sir?
I'm just saying, if you tried harder at school, you'd be coming home in a suit now.
What is it with all the comments at the minute? You was embarrassed by the way I looked yesterday. Now you're embarrassed about my job.
The truth hurts.
You got some cheek, I'll tell you. What do you bring to the table apart from one GCSE and a fucking headache?
Don't get upset just because I'm smarter than you.
Let's talk about respect. For years, men have asked, please treat us with kindness. We are human, we hurt too. We suffer, we feel pain, and we carry it in shame and silence. But many women were not convinced, and requests for empathy and support were ignored or mocked. Why should women respect men? Beyond dignity or just basic decency, let's try a different reason why you should respect him. Because he is stronger than you. If it ever came down to it, he could hurt you badly. That's not a threat, that is a fact. And it's one that women have conveniently forgotten. Yes, this is going to be a controversial video, but we need to talk about this. Back the f*** up! This kind of behavior would have been unthinkable in any other era. Throughout history, women did not provoke men. They didn't slap, spit, or throw punches. Women showed men basic caution, not out of reverence, but out of realism. Women of the past were not morally superior. They weren't acting from ideology. It was survival instinct. They understood that taunting men was dangerous. If you start a fight with a man, you might get hurt. That should be obvious. How is it that modern women have forgotten that? I think they've watched too many movies where Mary Sue with zero training is like able to kickbox all these buff guys, and she thinks that's the reality, that women are the physical equals of men. But nature doesn't care about feminism or choreography or your ideas about equality. Ideology does not matter, biology does. And feeding women this delusion that they are the physical equals of men is setting them up for disaster. It is not safe for women to provoke men. To show this kind of disrespect is dangerous. I do not want women to get hurt. And it's in service of that end that I encourage all women to remember the natural law of strength and deference. All throughout nature, you see one rule repeated: the weak respect the strong. Small animals do not pick fights with predators. Juvenile males do not challenge the alpha unless they are sure they're going to win. It's not morality, it's biology, it's survival. When something is bigger, stronger, and more dangerous than you, you show caution, restraint, respect. Not because they've earned it, but because they could destroy you if they wanted to. And this isn't just animal instincts, it applies to nations. A weak country next to a military superpower shows deference, otherwise it's going to get conquered. It is the natural law of strength and deference, and modern women seem to have forgotten this law. They mock male strength, they challenge it, they test it, as though masculine restraint is permanent. It's not. Watching women interact with men with no fear, no caution, no deference to their strength is bizarre. It's like a deer picking a fight with a wolf. It's unnatural. It's delusional, and it's a sign of just how far our culture has drifted from biological reality.
I'm never eating here again! Take that smirk off your face! I want to speak to your manager! Okay, all right. Don't touch me either! I don't like the way I'm being treated here!
These women are lost. Our society is lost. Somewhere along the way, women mistook male restraint for male weakness. They think because most men wouldn't strike them that they can't. But restraint is not weakness, it's civilization. In decades past, some men would have answered disrespect from women with violence. That's not good. This is not something to glorify. Gladly, this is something that we as a culture grew out of. We evolved. Men changed. We created a justice system to protect the weak from the strong. And it worked. Today, most men live by a code: do not touch women, ever. Even in the criminal world, this code holds. This is from the Australian Bureau of Statistics. Subscribers know because I've covered this before. Feminists love to push the narrative that they live in constant danger, but the data says otherwise. When it comes to things like robberies and random street violence, it is men who are the majority victims. And that's because of that code of honor that most men, even criminal men, live by. You don't hurt women. It's a good thing, but here's what modern women don't realize is that men's restraint is kindness, not weakness. And kindness should earn you respect, but instead, it's exploited. At women's request, Western culture did something that has never been done before in the whole history of humanity. It tamed men. No civilization in history has ever done more than the modern West in protecting women from men. Our culture is a feminist utopia. The protections for women are staggering, the magnitude of that achievement. And how did women respond to this modern miracle? With gratitude, appreciation, humility? No. They put men on a leash and then they decided to pull harder. For the hordes of low-quality women out there, they saw men relinquish their power and decided to take advantage of it. The worst kind of calculated, cynical exploitation. They push, they provoke, they humiliate because they know that he can't fight back. If he does, she wins. He loses his reputation, his job, his freedom, his children, and she walks away with sympathy.
Game, I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you, bro. You can leave.
Bro. Your hands off me, bro.
That's what you doing? That's what you doing? That's you want to hit me? Alright, then I'm gonna call my mom. I'm gonna call my daddy too. Man, what?
Don't you say it. You are not allowed to suggest that sometimes, maybe it's possible that women know exactly what they're doing, that they purposely weaponize their gender and intentionally provoke a man's response so that they can gain power over him through their victimhood. Don't say it. It's unthinkable. We're told that every single woman fits the exact same script. Helpless, innocent, abused by the big, mean, violent man. But feminist propaganda aside, here are the facts. Half of intimate partner violence is mutual, which means that both the men and the women are violent to each other. And in instances of non-reciprocal intimate partner violence, where just one person is violent to the other, in 70% of cases, it is the woman, not the man, who is violent. I understand that that's not what you have been told. You've been lied to. The domestic violence system is not built to protect victims. It is built to punish men. In my private consultations, I have spoken with many men who went to the police for help and got laughed at. This isn't a mistake. The narrative was specifically crafted to shame and demonize men. And while the panic and hysteria about male violence has reached an all-time high, the reality is that the actual rates of violence from men to women are at their lowest ever. This should be a cause for celebration. Women should be dancing in the streets. There's never been a safer generation to be a woman. They should be thanking men. We are so grateful for the progress that you have made. We acknowledge your strength and we appreciate you never using it against us. But that's not the message from women to men. The shame, the insults, the criticisms, they're more vicious than ever because women are blind to their privilege. They're too comfortable. They live in a world that is built on male restraint and they have forgotten that even though he never would, he could. That restraint is not weakness. It's kindness, and it deserves respect. But sadly, that's non-existent, and what happens if there is no respect? Men stop showing up. They start to pull away from women, from relationships, from society. Because if every gain for women comes at the cost of respect for men, that's not balance, that's collapse.
Oh, whoa! We're not gonna do that. Oh. Lady, you can swim if you want to.
I want to swim.
Cool.
I'm a great.
I'll throw you overboard. Don't fucking touch me. I'm serious. Don't touch me. These hands are bisexual. Anybody can get these.
This is going to become more common. Consequences are going to be felt more frequently because there is a limit to how long a man will protect a world that treats him like a threat. At some point, men will start to take women literally. You want equality? Fine. If another man disrespected me and taunted and provoked me like this, I'd beat his ass. So I guess you want the same treatment? Let me be absolutely clear. I am not advocating this. I am condemning it. This scares me. I am trying to protect against this occurring. But I am warning you that this is where we are headed. If women don't return to reality, if they don't start showing deference to strength, if men are only shamed and never respected, eventually men will start to crack and they will no longer hold back. Women's progress cannot come at the destruction of men. If you keep going down this path, there will be a backlash. Reactionary political forces will gain power and they'll start legislating away women's rights. Restraint will be replaced with retaliation. It is not what I want. On this channel, I advocate for cooperation. I praise high-quality women who are kind to men, who show respect, who treat them with dignity. I want everybody to treat each other nicely. That should not be too much to ask. Women, you have to understand that respect for men is not optional. It is not a luxury. It is a necessity. The feminist lies that you have been fed, that masculinity is dangerous, that men are the problem, that's what has created this mess. It's wrong. Men are not the enemy. They are human, good, bad, flawed, just like you. And if this culture keeps on shaming masculinity, they're going to break something that cannot grow back. Because men need to be respected, and they may at some point demand that respect and be willing to intimidate or use fear to get that. And at that point, the civilization is lost. The Western experiment is over. Once respect has to be demanded, it's already too late. I'm genuinely worried that women are not going to be able to backtrack from the path that they have engaged in, because it would mean giving up a source of power for them, which is shame. From a psychological point of view, that has been a very powerful weapon to enhance themselves. And it worked for a time, but it's no longer working. And it's a fascinating case study in social dynamics as to why it no longer works. What has shifted inside men that means that this is no longer effective? I want to zoom out and I want to provide you with the full context so that you can understand how unique it is, this place we are in history, and also how much is at stake. That's what I'm going to explore in the rest of this video. If you're interested, you want to keep watching, please come and join me on Patreon.